All right, what's going on, guys? Trev back again, here to bring you another video. This one's going to be doing another Walking Dead video leading up to the third episode for The Walking Dead Season 10. And this one we're doing our video predictions. This episode is called Ghosts. Oh man, so things just getting better and better. I'll put the links in the description so you guys can go ahead and check out the promo video for this week's episode. I'll put the episode description there as well to the summary. This one looks awesome. So as per usual with Angela Kang's seasons and the new direction for the Walking Dead television series, kind of the way it looks like they do seasons, starting with season 9 and kind of onward up until now, is sort of like we get our season premiere and it's usually okay. You know, it's a lot catching up with where these survivors are at that point in time. And then things start to kind of build and build and build. And it really feels like the seasons just kind of get better as things go. And it looks like that's kind of what we're seeing for The Walking Dead Season 10. The first episode was good. The second episode with the Whispers was good as well, too. But the third episode looks awesome. So definitely check out the promo if you guys haven't seen it. The description reads, for Ghosts, the threat of the Whispers returns. The threat of the Whispers return leads to paranoia sweeping over Alexandria. In the meantime, Carol battles with the need for revenge. And of course, the episode is called Ghosts, so will we likely be seeing some flashbacks or some hallucination type scenes of some of the people that were killed last season, maybe of Henry for Carol, or Ezekiel, or some of the others that saw what they saw, maybe Tara. I hope so, and I think that could be really good. Also, because they were killed in such brutal, savage fashion, we get to see kind of from Sadiq's point of view already, and that's probably going to continue with the paranoia just sweeping over everybody, because here you have this this very scary villain with Alpha and kind of the things that are happening, and she's so savage and she's so brutal that so far the survivors have not wanted to, even after what happened with the season finale last year, or the episode 15 with the Pikes and everything, them sort of not wanting to, the leadership of the survivors not wanting to get into it with Alpha and start some kind of war here, start something they might not be able to finish. So Michonne is trying to keep everybody under control. She's trying to keep things down because she knows, as Daryl would have told her, that Alpha has a mega horde or a mega herd that is, big enough to no way out the situation and smash down the walls. And, she can lead them in and use them as her Omega weapon, her nuke bomb, so to speak, to take out one or more of the communities. And, as Michonne's kind of saying, there's really nothing they would be able to do to stop it. But it does look like we're going to get to see some kind of Whisper Walker herd come through here, as there's a scene in the promo where you see Aaron, and he's got some blood splatter. There's just a whole bunch of bodies everywhere in the background, and you can see Daryl too. He's killed some down and some of the others. So it looks like there's going to be some action in episode 3, and it looks like it's going to probably be the best episode of this new season yet. So you have what looks like Beta walking with a whole bunch of kind of walkers or bodies around, this kind of thing, but it also could be Gamma, who already is kind of coming to the forefront for the Whispers this season as another important Whisperer, because not all the Whispers are sort of fully fleshed out as characters. You have Alpha, you have Beta, you have the Whisperer red shirts, lots of different Whisperers there, and we can see them, we know them, but we don't really have an understanding of their personalities or them as standout characters. Now we have a third with Gamma sort of as a standout character, as a disciple of Alpha and subservient to her, and she looks like is going to send the message to Daryl and Michonne as she goes to Alexandria, and there's somewhat of a little face-off here. You have Gamma who shows up, and she says, go to the border and wait. And then you have Daryl, wait for what? As per usual. So that's kind of cool. And then she says, her. And, some of the people have kind of criticized the way Alpha speaks. We'll get into that in the next Q&A probably tomorrow. But I kind of like the way that Alpha does things, and Gamma as well too, because they come across as very intimidating, as very kind of dominant type of women, and it's scary. It's certainly scary. Alpha is very scary. She might be the most terrifying villain we've ever had in The Walking Dead, maybe the scariest yet. and right up there with the governor, I want to say. Probably, like with the introduction of Negan when he first came in, and then they kind of sort of brought him back in a lot of ways after that and made him not quite so scary. But the Whispers are very scary, man. Definitely, if you're going to go to war with them, you definitely got to make sure you're going to win. You do not want to lose. So it looks like Gamma's message is received. Daryl and Michonne and the others discuss it over. It looks like at Alexandria. You can see some clips of that. The Highwaymen are pissed. The other groups are upset. They want justice. And there's one of the Highwaymen, young adults, saying that they want to put their heads on spikes, and they're all getting all antsy, and they're all getting just kind of they're losing control. They're losing control of themselves. The border is too much. They can't follow her insanely strict rules. So it's starting to fester, and things are starting to get kind of crazy. So then you have Carol, Daryl, Michonne, who go to the border at nighttime, it looks like, and they wait. And then you have Alpha come in with a whole bunch of her possibly Whispers, or maybe both, maybe Whispers and Walkers, Guardians as they call them. And, it looks like an exciting face-off. We're going to get to see Carol and Alpha kind of meet closer range. And, oh man, it looks really scary. And you've got a part where Alpha's kind of messing with them. And what I tell you about crossing my border? And then you've got, you have to be punished. And you better run. And then she kind of smiles as the Whispers all pull out weapons, and you can even see one of them has an AK-47. So the Whispers have more in the way of weaponry than what we're used to, and we haven't really seen much in the way of guns this season. But we do know that Alpha carries a sawed-off shotgun, I believe, and so you have that, and then you also have another one with AK-47, other ones with some different guns and knives and things like this. And we also don't really get a clear understanding of how many Whispers Alpha actually has. If you watch episode 2, you get the sense that her and Beta, there's small groups, but you don't get the sense there's that many Whispers. So maybe in episode 3 we'll get to see more of them. It kind of feels like more with Alpha that she's more about presentation. She obviously has a lot of Guardians or a lot of Walkers that she can use, but the joint surviving communities have, with the Highwaymen now too, you've got the Highwaymen, the Oceanside, Alexandria, and you've got the Hilltop, with the Kingdom having been assimilated into the others. Ezekiel and the others, because it's not a standalone spot anymore. It's kind of the people from there have merged into the others. But you have a lot of survivors, so I almost think that these survivors have Alpha and the Whispers highly outnumbered, but maybe that's just kind of an illusion with the way the episodes have looked so far, and us not being able to tell how many Whispers there actually are and how many Walkers there are with the Whispers. It's hard to tell which one's which, and obviously it's hard to tell for these survivors as well too, which is which and just how powerful Alpha actually is. If they knew that she only had maybe a couple dozen Whispers, maybe they would go to war with her straight away, but they're not sure, they don't see that, they don't know, and she certainly has a lot of Walkers. So I'm very excited to see episode 3. I've got high expectations for it. It looks like it's going to be the best episode we've seen so far this season. It looks very exciting, and I can't wait to see Carol and Alpha kind of go at it, and just to see what happens here. But so far, Alpha getting the best of our survivors pretty much at every turn, and it's really exciting stuff. So I can't wait to see what happens next, and get to see some actual kind of action going here. It looks like that's what we're going to see real soon. So heavily anticipating this third episode. I can't wait to see Ghosts. I'm excited to see if we might see Alana Master make a return as Tara, or Henry, or any of the others that they lost last year. Enid, for example. I don't know, who they could use for what, but it'd just be cool to see any of the people that were killed last season at the hands of Alpha and the Whispers make a ghostly kind of return, even as part or figment of the survivor's imagination in some way. That'll be it for this predictions video, guys. Let me know what you think about the third episode. I think it looks great. I can't wait to see it. And send me your questions for the Q&As for this week. If you like the video. Share it, favorite it, subscribe to the bottom left. See you back again soon, guys. It's Trev saying peace. Later, guys. See ya. What I tell you about crossing my border?